What's up, guys? The 29th of May, we're taking a look here at Turbo/Tether this morning. This thing has been on a absolute parabolic tear to the upside. Incredible move here. Welcome to the channel, guys. Anybody who's been holding this thing for the past couple weeks has probably had a pretty life-changing account size to the upside. Incredible. Is it sustainable? I don't think so by any means. But so far on Turbo, I've been pretty wrong, at least for now. Guys, this is the OKX chart, price data, and this is a daily chart, tradingview.com. Let's take a zoom in here to the most recent absolute insane run. And once again, look, I don't hold Turbo, and everybody in the comments apparently does. There was one viewer who sold it not too long ago and then watched it run to the upside. Anyways, let's see what this thing has done from the bottom tick here of that consolidation. The date there was the 13th of April up to the high, which was put in yesterday, the 28th of May. 2,065%. A 2,065% in just over a month. Absolute insanity. The opportunity sometimes in these markets is unbelievable. People do not believe it. Here is an example. Let's take a look at here. Could you have caught this move ahead of time? Well, you could have. You could have spotted this higher low that was printed right here on the 1st of May. And then you could have bought this thing when it broke out and made a higher high. So we have a lower high, a higher low. We have a higher high that took place right around here on the 7th or so of May. And then it went into a new uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And you got that real big parabolic breakout into some new highs, slight pullback, and then up to yesterday, another high. So, yes, you could have caught this if you were following that method. I talk about that all the time. We were tracking the Aerodrome. We still are. The arcblock, pangolin. All of those we look for with the higher lows and the higher highs starting a new trend to the upside, at least for when we're talking about the bullish scenario. So on the chart here, guys, I have the fibs on the chart here, and we have the fibs based off of the low over here on the 13th of April. That's right there. And then we have the high, which is based off this day right here on the 10th of March. So my upper target for Turbo before we went on this big rally was 202.32. That was my highest target right here. We obviously blew right past that. We also blew past the 15765. Now, will the markets pull back to those? It very well could. We'll talk about that in just a moment here. So once this market blew past all of my price areas, the only thing I could do personally, and you guys could do as well, is throw the Fibonacci's up here, because at that point, all rules are out the window, and who knows where it goes and how high it goes and how long it lasts. We have a little bit of a red down day today. We're down 15.43%. But what I did is threw the fibs up on there, and that just gives us some areas to shoot for on the chart. So the 1618 fib right here, markets obviously blew right past that, didn't even consider it. That was at 309.26. 309.26. The next fib level above the market is the 2618. That's up there at it's 1 cent. So it's a 1 cent turbo. Yesterday's high was, let's see here. Yesterday's high was 98,491. Very, very close to hitting that fib retracement. So far today, the markets we have a lower high in place, daily lower high. We don't have a daily lower low just yet. We have a daily lower high. This is the first time we've had a daily lower high. I'm trying to look real quick here on the charts. It's been a while. It looks like the last time we had a daily lower high for this OKX chart was back in here on the 18th of May. So it's been a while since we had a daily lower high, and that led to just another day or two of sideways to downward action before taking off again. So this could be the start of something a little bit more deeper than what we've been used to, at least in the past couple of days. Even on this day here where the markets were closed down 11%, we still made a new daily high. Today, so far, the first day in about 11 days, we made a new daily lower high. So we'll see. I don't think this is sustainable by any means. I mean, markets go from periods of consolidations to periods of expansions. And this is probably the most extreme example of that. They cannot sustain this straight up move, this vertical move, forever. It's not sustainable. It doesn't ebb and flow. It doesn't have any yin and yang. It just is, it's unbalanced. We'll say that. The same way with the downside. Markets, although they can drop quite quick, they'll have some kind of a retracement or an equal and opposite reaction before perhaps continuing their downtrend. The same with this, guys. Although this has been very powerful, perhaps we're very close to seeing the blow off top here. Again, I don't know because it's not following my rules. So, who knows how much higher it goes? I really don't know. The only thing I can use right now is the tool that we all have, and that is the fib levels. And we're very close to the 2618 Fibonacci level at 1 cent. There also is obviously more fib numbers above the market. The 3618 up there at 3 cents. The 4236 up there at 6 cents. So, it's anybody's guess here where this goes. But usually these pullbacks will start with either a blow off top or a lower daily high, and that'll mark the end of a trend. And so far we don't have a daily blow off top, but we do have a daily lower high. We just dropped another few percent. We are down 18.55%. My thoughts on this thing, since it's a meme coin and it's the way it's been running, is when any kind of major selling starts in this thing, retail will probably start to kind of panic, especially if we start to see this down, 25 to 30%. Retail, who definitely bought near the top, who will find themselves down, quite a bit and won't be able to take the pain and probably throw in the towel. And that can trigger some pretty good panic across the retail space. Where do I get the 70+% price pullback that I posted on the community section of the channel? Well, that was from a few days ago, and that was just based off the top tick. So if we take our top tick here, right about there, and we pull back the market's 70+%. So right now that takes you back down to, from the top tick, about the 29 level, the 29.0029. If we go down a little further, about 78%. So you can call it 80%. That's going to take you right back down to my price level, which I would not be surprised to see the markets pull back to my levels there. They have a important role on the charts. So you're asking, where do I get that price from? Well, if we look at the history, that's where I got this from. The history, the price data that we have already on the turbo chart. Let's take a look here. So from the initial high here in the early days down to the all-time low, okay? Let's look at that. That was a about an 89% move lower before the markets actually found the bottom and started to trade sideways to higher. Okay, that's one example. Let's go to example number 2. Let's take this move here from this top tick to our bottom tick here. Let's see what this is on the chart for a pullback. That is roughly a 76 to 77% correction. So we have 80 plus and a 70 plus percent pullback. Let's look at this most recent consolidation, guys, where I have my fibs based off of right now. That is a 70% pullback. Can we see a 70 to 80% plus pullback for Turbo from the top tick? You bet we can, and because we've seen it happen before. So what does a 70 to 80% pullback look like from yesterday's high? Well, a 70% pullback from yesterday's high is going to take you down to 2829, basically right down to the 1618 Fibonacci level. What does an 80% pullback take you down to? An 80% pullback takes you just about right to my level at 0.002. The exact price would be roughly like 78671. But it takes you very close to my price area here on the chart. So from the 1618 down to the 20232. And that is based on the history of what this thing has done in the past. After pumping big time, the pullbacks have been 70 to 80% to the downside, which takes you back down from yesterday's high to the 1618 fib level at 309, just below my level here at 20232. So that's how I get that level. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it go further to back test the breakout area from over here on the 10th of March. So that was an old area of resistance. It could get tested again and try to turn into support. And that is quite a bit lower than the 80%. That would put the prices down, not too much actually, about 84 or 83%. So will this thing go higher is the question. Well, I don't know. What I do know, it's not sustainable and it will not last forever. That doesn't mean Turbo isn't going much higher in price. It just means we will experience corrections along the way before the price continues to rise. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts here on Turbo. That's pretty much my best tier I got for this thing, since it's not following any of my normal charting stuff, at least overall. You know, I just got to use the fibs. I got to look at the charts and what they've done in the past and say, look, they've done it, 2 or 3 times in the past. So it's possible for them to, do a repeat of that. And markets are just not sustainable. Like, markets go parabolic and they can't hold that. They didn't hold it in the past. Okay. If you look back here, the markets did not hold these, although they were shorter. These shorter parabolic moves are not sustainable and they go into corrections. And then once again here, markets go into a short parabolic move, not sustainable, goes into a correction. So good luck out there, guys. We'll see how far this pullback goes. We'll obviously see how far this rally goes. Good luck to you guys out there. I know a lot of people have some very nice gains in this. Wish you guys the best. Of course, this is not financial advice. Let me know all of your thoughts on Turbo down in the comments. If you are not yet a subscriber, join us here. You guys have a great Wednesday, the 29th of May.